चलो इसको निपटाते हैं, फिर लंच करेंगे. अभी भी 30 मिनट्स दिखा रहा है. बहुत बढ़िया. ओके, नाउ विल स्टार्ट fun topics. So, okay, nice. I don't know how to go back. Awesome. All right. So, radio frequencies, fun, pain, and profit. Right. So the topic I'm taking today, it's older than me. Okay. To get you guys hooked into telecom and how RF works. From there, we're gonna move forward. This is 2G, then we go into 3G, 4G, and then we get into 5G, and that will where we start researching and doing the protocol fuzzing and all kind of things. Okay, so get started. Everyone here are using phone, right? So everyone is using something called smartphone, not a phone. And you'll see some logos in phone, right? 4G, 5G, VoLTE, something like that. So each and everything means something to your phone, to your telecom networks, to your BTS, and everything around it. So today we're going to focus on 2G. So remember your older phone, that Nokia 30, that is the, right, that has just two functions, call and SMS. No MMS, nothing else, just two functions, right? So you will have seen this towers, they'll have some boxes in it, right? So each node can control up to 40 to 50 phones calls at any given time. So there are multiple of these depending on locations. Tower can be on the highest locations or it can be on a rooftop of some buildings, right? So this one, again, even in India, we are the only country who's running 2G, Edge, 3G, 4G, and 5G. Other countries has pretty much, put these things aside. They're only focusing on 4G and 5G, right? Because we have these things still available to us. Having such tools like a SDR or a rogue BTS network, you can pretty much intercept this telecom signals, broadcast your own messages, or pretty much you can jam these things for your fun and profit. So who am I? My name is Animesh Roy. I lead meme gangs for cats, and I work as a red teamer for as a consultant. Okay, I hack for fun and pain because, of course, this is what we can do. Right. I have a company called Aristic Security that we are leading for services, consulting, and researches. And now we're starting a new foundation called Vaprasiksha. We're going to announce it very soon. So this is focusing on, again, the same thing we were talking about earlier, making hacking illegal again. So that's our focus, and Chaos Color will be part of it. Okay, currently it has no legal value to it, right? It's just a name that we are using to have fun and profit. Okay, so what's a IMSI? You guys heard about phone numbers, IMI number, right? There's something called IMSI number. So every single phone, every single numbers, when you use your SIM card, it will have a globally unified identifications. Okay, it doesn't matter you are in India, you are in Afghanistan, you are Pakistan, Singapore, Thailand, it will be uniquely identifiable in every single location. Okay, so if I have this information available to me, what I can do? So your phone will broadcast these things to your nearest BTS tower, right? You will have this phone signals, what do you call it? Indicators, right? It will phone multiple networks or towers in it. So usually it will be have like something like, go for older phones, they'll have network bars. If you don't have a network, you put your phone up, you will get some bars and can make a call. So basically your phone tries to connect to your nearest tower, and that tower will allow you to communicate. So how the communication happens? Your phone will broadcast something, tower will broadcast something back. Now this is what we'll talk about in the next meetups. We get into the protocols, how handshake happens, how communication starts, and how we do the video voice calls. I'm waiting on the hardware. I don't have it, so once we get it, we'll have it in proper way. Okay, so 2G networks, no authentications, plain protocol, just like our older internet protocols like DNS, TCP/IP. So what older protocols you know about? HTTP, SMTP, FTP, Telnet. None of this protocol has a security in it, right? These are designed to do a job. Once you get the communication, that's it. mission accomplished. Now we start putting security in it, right? Top of it. So for HTTP we got HTTPS, FTP we got SFTP or SSH, right? For Telnet we got SSH, SMTP we got SMTP secure, right? So again, this is designed to start a communication. At that time, no one was a hacker to try to hack these things. Even the hardware was very costliest, right? So you cannot have these things in your home and run your own network. Now it's possible. So we're gonna do that. Okay. So how this works? So first we need a SDR. Okay. So we're gonna broadcast a signal, and that will talk to each and every phones depending on this different smartphones. If we can downgrade them to 2G or GSM network, right? Your phone will find the signals. They'll try to communicate back. Okay. How many of you remember something called NTLM attacks, relay attacks? Responder, right? You signed a ping and the hash will be signed by Microsoft to your NTLM server, right? Same thing happens here. I will broadcast my own BTS. Your phone will connect to it with the IMSI number. So if I have this IMSI number, it will allow me to see which network you are part of it, like your telecom operator name might be Vodafone, Airtel, Idea, whatever the things comes in. Geo won't be a part of it because Geo started with 4G, right? So there's no Geo net name or phone number we can see it here. Airtel we can see, Idea we can see, Vodafone we can see, and other things, right? Now, depending on where we are, we can go for either 900 megahertz to up to 500 megahertz, something like that. There's a network bandwidth. Every networks operates on a separate bandwidth, and this is where we had 2G Ghotala, right? So this bandwidth will be sold by government to different telecom operators, and they will use it to broadcast their own signals. Again, running an SDR, you can switch to any frequencies, see the data, or broadcast your own signal. Highly illegal. You should not be broadcasting. You should be receiving. It's not illegal yet. Okay. So if I start broadcasting in this room, right, the nearest tower, it can be like 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer away from here, but the nearest one will be my BTS network, right? So your phone will try to communicate or try to connect to this network. Again, I won't be connecting you to my network. I'll just take the information and kick you out. So your IMSI number, telecom operators, and other information that is known as like public information will be part of my computer. I can see these informations, but I won't connect you to my network, so you cannot make call through my BTS. Okay. Again, depending on your phone, it can be downgraded to 2G, right? So most of the time you might be heard in security conferences that talk about if you're using 4G or 5G, always enable these functions, right? So you should not get downgraded to 2G. Technically, your smartphone will go down to 2G by default. Okay. And again, if you have these things in place, we can capture the informations. If you put this kind of devices in multiple locations in a city, I can pinpoint your locations no matter where you are, without calling you, without tracking your phone, just collecting the passive informations. Okay. For that, we're going to use the most hateful subject of our life, math, to triangulate your locations, and then calculate based on the signal frequencies, the strong signal range, and then we can pinpoint your location up to 5 meters in a dense city area. Okay. And how is it to set up? We'll look into that in a bit. Okay. So some key capabilities, when I ignore it. So first, we can identify your phone. Depending on how, even we have millions of devices, IMSI number will be unique to you. So if I know this number, I can track you anywhere and everywhere as long as I can have this information available to me. Okay. We can track your locations. Okay, depending on how many devices we have in a city or a geographic locations, we can pinpoint your locations up to 10 meters to even a single meter. We can also intercept call and SMS. We are not going to do that. That's highly illegal. You might have heard about an attack called SS7. That's a protocol that allows you to communicate on SMS protocol. If I have my own network in place, I can see this SMS coming to my BTS, and because it's controlled by me, I can see the messages that you're sending because it's unencrypted. We can do a DOS attack, right? So most of the cell jammers that we see or use based on the same things, right? When you broadcast gibberish signals, so your phone cannot connect to anything. And then downgrade attacks. If your phone supports it, I can force your phone downgrade to 2G communications, and then I can read your messages or OTPs. Again, it only works with SMS, not RCS. Most of Android devices, updated version will be using something called RCS. If you have RCS, this won't work. Okay, your phone will give you either error message. If you did not configure it properly, your phone will send a SMS that we can read by this kind of attacks. Okay, who use it? LEA, right? Legals, they will be using it to track your locations, not yours, but the criminals. Okay, corporates. So, for example, if I'm looking for some delegations from China, I can have these things at different locations. I can see where they're moving into. Again, IMSI will be uniquely identifiable. We're going to see some data as well. So, if you look for a specific country code or specific location, specific devices, we can track it by this way, right? Criminal activities. Anyone who is still not over with their ex? You still love your ex? Get their IMSI number. You can track her anywhere and everywhere as long as you have these devices in places, right? Protest monitoring. Some place you'll have some people setting for like Go Green initiatives or India against corruptions, things like that. You can put these things on places to capture and identify each and every phones on that particular locations, right? Also border control. Okay, so India have multiple open borders, which we have Bhutan, Nepal, some places in Bangladesh, right? Some places nearby Pakistan border, we also have like no monitoring over there as well for some reason. So this allows you to monitor those telecommunications networks, and you can also see if any new phones comes into your network, it will be visible to your dashboard. Okay. Some implications: privacy is a bitch, and we don't own it here, right? Because your phone will broadcast these things no matter what to communicate or to establish the communication, right? Again, it's for 2G, not 5G. Okay, the 2G have multiple vulnerabilities, so SS7 is one of them that allows you to intercept calls and SMSs, so we can expose those things as well. Now, depending on the organization, you might have like older phones. Many government will give you this dabba phone, right? If you have this kind of things in place, you pretty much compromise each and every devices. Same thing goes with IoT. In some places, they will be using a 2G modem to connect to their IoT's dashboards or networks to send SMS or receive commands, and that will be triggered some sort of ICS systems, and that will trigger some motors or something like that in place, right? And trust in mobile networks. Do we trust our mobile networks? Answer will be yes, right? If I have a Jio SIM, if I make a call to Vatsal, I'm assuring that I'm calling him only, right? But if I have this kind of things in place, we can reroute call to anyone else and have fun with it. This thing already happened accidentally in past. You might have remembered something called call crossing. You're calling someone, call cross to someone else. It happens accidentally, but it can be done intentionally as well, right? Now, detections. We can't do shit about it until unless we have SDR in place. Okay. Some mobile applications are out there, like Snitch will allow you to see your phone communications and to see if any rogue networks comes into the play. Okay. Available on Android, paid in iOS. Okay. Again, the best idea is if you're not using 2G, if you're in city area, disable 2G directly. Use only 5G or 4G networks. Okay. Awareness, we are not awareing you to how this can be used. We are going to show you how you can use it for fun, right? So go for a quick demo. So this is a device, right? I have a power bank, a Raspberry Pi, a SDR, and a stupid antenna. Okay, can you pack this thing inside your bag? Yes. Can you use a solar powered power bank to power a Raspberry Pi? Again, answer is yes. If you have this kind of setup, 10 inside a 10 kilometer radius, can you capture each and every devices? Of course, yes. Depending on each and every nodes, you can create a central cluster. We can monitor each and every device's single strength, and then you triangulate any of these IMSI phone numbers or the uniquely identified numbers to a pinpoint locations. This is a good idea? Pretty much no. But yeah, you can do it. So basically, I'm running a simple scanner to see how many signals available on GSM 900, mostly commonly used in India by multiple telecom operators to operate on these frequencies. right? So find Idea, Vodafone, VI is part of this too, right? Yeah, and sometimes Airtel, depending on the piggybacking with these telecom operators. Okay, and this is will show you some information. So which frequencies are operating into, okay, their MCC value, the power, like signal strength, and the CID values. So CID can be again for this specific tower IDs that we can use to detect where the physical location is, and from there we can triangulate based on our locations. Genuine tower, we're going to create a fake ones. Okay, so if we configure it properly, we can tune to the frequencies, and we should be able to see something going on. Shit, did not work. What the fuck? 1 second. Okay, it's working. All right. So when you tune in the first on this frequency, it won't be on the pinpoint location. It will a little bit tweak it until you see some stupid data coming in the screen like this. So basically now this STR is receiving all the information, but again makes no fucking sense. 2B what? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna decode it. Okay, you can use Wireshark. There's a plugins for that. It can allow you to decode in live stream. You can use T-Shark to take the stream, filter it, decode it, and then save it in a file. Again, being lazy, or use a third-party tools. It's available on internet. You download it, install this CAPI. That's the only module you need, and NumPy, and it allows you to basically sniff that traffic, right? And it'll start decoding this information for me. And you can see the moment it starts looking into this, we're getting the information for Vodafone India, Idea, and all the networks with the country code. Okay, so depending on your SIM, you will have few informations that will be broadcasted. So IMSI, state. In India, we have this roaming system going on, right? So each state will have their own uniquely identifiable numbers, and then we're going to have something called country. Again, in India, it will be India. For other countries, you're going to see the country name as well. I don't see it here. Trust me, it will show up. Okay, so if I go back to this, and you can see all the information in plain text available to us, right? I do not have any other countries so far. Okay, so basically what this showing up, this will be your uniquely identifiable numbers. If I know your phone, this number of your phone, that will be your same subscriber number. I can put the devices in multiple locations, and you can use these to track your locations. So you can be your own FBI